people, Robert here again. This is the next video, part 2. And this is to deal with civil procedure and somebody want procedure. Somebody wants a fraud against the people because you can't get into court and dispute any amount that they're claiming that you owe. Civil procedure, to let you understand people, for those that don't, is when a man, like if I was to take you to court and say that you owed me £500, you would have the opportunity to come and dispute that and prove that I don't owe £500. As I said in the last video, only a man or a woman can make a claim. But the procedure for somebody who wants people is entirely different. This is where the fraud kicks in, with the administrative hearings, equity court system, and they're not a court of record. That's why it's done behind closed doors. What basically happens is, my understanding is that the council hire a court, they hire a judge or a magistrate, they say it's a sheriff, you don't know who's in there. Anyway, it's all funded by the council. And remember this, people, they're all the same clique. What actually happens is, it's my understanding, because I went to the court last week to help somebody in a court case, and I was speaking to one of the clerks in the Sheriff Court in Glasgow. But basically what happens, people, is the council, alleged council, the entity known as council, but it's not the council, it's a man that takes the evidence into court is the problem, not the council, because the council doesn't exist, it's just a corporate name. What actually happens, people, is again, according to the female behind the clerk desk, with a book with roughly about 100 names in it, and what they do is present it to this hidden court, secret court, and tell them that this is the amount of people that owe an alleged council tax debt or whatever other debt it is. And basically what happens is the judge rubber stamps at people. So what's actually happening is 100 people are getting told they owe X amount of money. But the problem with that, people, is you're not getting in there to defend yourself. You're not getting an opportunity to defend the amount. So say for instance, the example would be that you owe £150 to the council. Just say the council for speaking sake. There's no such thing as a man or a woman called the council. That's a fact and I can prove it, document and verify it. The point of the matter is, no matter whether you say you owe £150 or no, you still don't get the chance to dispute the amount that they're claiming that you owe. And this is why there's a problem. But what I'm going to tell you people, how to deal with this. When you get a letter from somebody like Sterling Park, Walker and Love, saying that there's a summary warrant being granted against you, the easy way to remedy this, people, don't just sit there and accept that. And this is what the problem, you're accepting that because you don't know. What you have to do is take the letter that's sent with the debt collector, whoever it may be, go back to the court that they tell you that the summary warrant was applied for, and go to the clerk's office, the civil clerk's office, people, and ask, give the name, your name, the date that the sheriff summary warrant was granted, and ask them to verify it. Don't just take their word on this, people. There's a good chance that you might get an out of this, because I'll tell you why. The thing of the matter is the process is flawed, right? Because the judge or the sheriff, whoever it is that deals with it, does not have first-hand knowledge that you owe that debt. And this is where the problem is with the legal system, people. The legal system is based on paper trail. Everything's done on paper. Computer-generated signatures, no names sometimes on it. Just to, for instance, the court clerk or the clerk of the court, things like that. So what you've got to do is go back to the court and ask to see the summary warrant that was granted against you, the man, or you, the woman. Right? And there's a possibility you're not going to see that, because if it's a blocked amount, what's basically happened is they've just granted one summary warrant for 100 people. It does not work that way, people, because every debt pertaining to that matter has to be judged on it's got to be judged on its own merit, per person, or per man, per woman. You can't just assume that you owe a debt. And again, the one that's taking this into court has no first-hand knowledge. Everything's computer generated, and this is how you get deceived, because nobody has first-hand knowledge. And if you ask who's making the claim, you'll never get somebody making the claim, because only a man or a woman can make the claim. But the good thing is, if you do your homework and go pursue this back to the court, and there's no paperwork to say that there was summary warrant granted against you as a man or a woman direct, there's no claim. And then you can go after the one that put it in the court. Need it be a representative for the council, the man or woman that went to the court, because only a man or a woman can walk into a court. A council or a building can't. It can't speak, can't answer phones, can't write letters. You find out there's no summary warrant against you, people, then you can lodge a claim. No complaint, a claim. A claim in your private capacity as a man or a woman. Because technically, if there's no summary warrant and these people are saying you owe a debt with no first-time knowledge, they're breaking the law, they're committing fraud. Because what they're doing is uttering false documents, which is a fraud, which is a lie, and they can be charged with that. And you can also lodge a claim for just fair compensation. I'll get to the just fair compensation bit later, and the claim is too complex. As I said, I'm going to do one video at a time and try and wake you up. But what I'm saying is, do not accept a letter coming through your door for any reason. It'll be a legal name will be on the letter. It'll be all capitals. Or it'll be, your start name will be a capital, whatever it is, an R for Robert, or an S for Stephen. Right? That's still you in the legal realm. The date of birth, that's another part of the fraud. Because it's a legal date of birth. Your date of birth isn't, it's probably right, but it's no your date of birth on that document, because that document's a forged instrument created by the Crown Corporation, as I've told you already. But what you've got to do is do your homework, people. Don't just sit there and say, oh, I must do that, because you don't get the time. That's why they do it the way they do it. It's a secret court, an equity court, it's a fraud, and this is how you get deceived and getting conned into things like your debts, and they're trying to take your assets, like your bank account and all the rest of it, which they can't do, because if they can't prove you're the debt. And always remember this, people, if you owe a debt, there must be a contract, a wet signature contract with the company, and your signature on for the company that you signed the contract. And to owe a debt, you need a wet signature bill. The other deception here is, they fire out like council tax notices, farm ticket notices. These are notices, people, these are no bills. So be clear, there's a definition between the two of them. If you owe a debt, you get a bill, you don't get a notice. And an example would be, if you took a partner to a restaurant, and you had a meal, and the waiter walked up to you and says, I'm giving you notice, that's £50 for the meal. Would you pay it? No, you wouldn't, because you would want a bill. And this is the problem. Nobody will sign a wet signature bill, because they will not accept a liability. And that's why everything's done behind closed doors. So what you need to do, people, is do what I've told you. Start pursuing these things that's getting sent against you. Go to the court. I know it's a bit of a hassle, but go and find out, quote the reference number, the date that the summary warrant was issued, and find out if it's one against your name only. Because you cannot have 100 people on one summary warrant, because as I said before, they must be dealt with individual. So I hope you enjoyed this information, people. If you did enjoy this information, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rob S. Look for a blue saltire flag, and all my videos are there. There's more to come, people. This is me just starting to warm up and come out to play with the system. Thank you.